Alrighty, good morning. That's right. It's been 30 plus days. I think 36, no, 30, 42 days. So 44 days thereabout since we had our meeting. 60 days. I remember we stopped on the 6th of December and we have resumed on the 6th of February. So 2 months. It's a pretty long break, but we're back with a bang. And we're going to be really running with this. A big fat greeting to those of you that are joining us on Facebook as well. Thank you for being a part of what we're doing. And we're so proud and happy to bring this to you. We work very hard to ensure that we do what we can on a day-by-day basis to ensure this is coming your way and the quality of what's coming is very, very good. And this year we have it quite different. We're quite excited about the lineup that we have because we've changed what we do now. So every Monday you have myself, it's streamed on this page, but on Tuesday it will be streamed, it's on Sylvia, but we'll stream it from her page. So there will be a sharing of that link. Then on Wednesday we have Anne Vachaita, she streams from her page. And then Thursday we have Dr. Nelly who streams from her page. And Friday we have Dr. Jackie. And she streams from her page. So each of these days will have different pages, but it will be the same Zoom link. So all you need to do is take note of the Zoom link, Zoom connection, and you're good to go. And I did transmit these last night and early this morning, as early as I think that was 6 a.m. when these were transmitted. So I'm very proud to be here. And also let me take this opportunity to greet all of you that are joining us by the call. Others may join whenever they join, doesn't really matter, but what matters most is the fact that we're here and we're running this and we're doing it as we always do every morning of every weekday. So the only time we take breaks is during holidays, bank holidays. We also have some exciting things we'll be announcing a little later on our show. I can't say them now, but just know that we've got some exciting changes that are also coming in to enhance the quality of what we do and make it even more exciting. And so today being a Monday, I'm the one doing the presentation and I'm going to be doing the inaugural show for the year 2023. We've been running 3 years straight. That's amazing. And in those 3 years, we've taught and offloaded tons of information. We know many people have been so blessed and so transformed by the information. We also know that there are many that are still procrastinating, thinking, or whatever it is that causes many people to just delay and delay and delay. But the irony of life is it doesn't wait for anybody. So whether you do it or you don't do it, time moves forward. And the idea that you make up for lost time is a myth. It doesn't exist. There's no such thing as making up for lost time. I mean, if you don't do what you're supposed to do, you miss the opportunity to grow and go to the next level. So it's very, very important that you're always consistent, that you're always committed to your process and do what it takes to go to the next level. So for people like ourselves here, like I've been saying repeatedly, I'm very, very excited about what's coming and about what's going on. And I therefore request and encourage every one of you to be a part of what we're doing. So I'm just connecting on my other line just to make sure that we don't lose out. Many times the signal goes and something funny happens. And so we don't want that to happen and want to make sure we're on track. So today I'm presenting what we call Unleashing Your Destiny. And in that particular series that I'm running called Unleashing Your Destiny, my goal, my aim is to be one of the many voices that rises up and gives you guys the opportunity to do what it takes so that you can go to the next level. And what's the next level? The next level is to carry out a due diligence and some kind of self-discovery that will help you go to the next level. Now, one of the things I like to do is I always ask this question. It's very scary, I must admit. A lot of people don't realize we have what we call the whole idea or concept that deals with whether you're ready or not. And I think the best way to get this is just to ask yourself not to ask yourself, but to really get to the core and ask or take a hard look at where you are now. So let's put it this way. Have you ever found yourself wondering whether you are on the right path and are walking in your space and calling, or you missed a turn somewhere and found yourself somewhere else. Okay, and that's a reality I know many people have. And do you wonder why you even exist? And have you found yourself wishing you lived another life somewhere else instead? Do you spend days daydreaming about a life you don't have? Okay. And even more critical, do you seriously wonder whether it's even possible to get back to your true calling? So you kind of veered off track. You're in some reality that doesn't even make any sense. And deep inside yourself, you know, I should not be here, but you're there. Okay. So in order to even be fair, let me drop the 7 life questions as I call them. And the less of these you can answer, the more you may be in a life crisis and may be living far below your true potential. You may actually be living what I came to learn was a fake life. So I'm going to be dropping these 7 questions one after the other on the both comments, but that is on Facebook, and I'm also going to drop them here on Zoom. So we will have a chance to really ask ourselves in a deep, deep way whether we are on track. So that's the scary part. And I know many people are so scared and afraid of that. Are you on track, or did you miss the turn somewhere? All righty. So simply defined, let's talk about a fake life. A fake life is one where your entire purpose, service, and work is defined by your environment or society, by those around you. So this could be a combo of your spouse, it could be your parents, seniors in society, elders, relatives, friends, and even counselors, you know, guides, authorities. You see, you live this for so long that you become a pretty good actor. And there's another word for an actor, it's called a hypocrite. So if ever this occurs, in other words, if you find yourself living a life that's dictated by others rather than yourself, then there is, I'm going to tell you this. It means you are not living true to what God put inside of you, but instead you're living what others define of you. And this is a very sad and dangerous place to be in. And unfortunately, the majority of people are in that place. I too was at such a place in one point in my life until I encountered my valley. When I went through my valley, I had an epiphany. And when I had my epiphany, these 7 life questions came up. And honestly, I can tell you guys that I could not answer them well at all. And that is what, or rather, that is when I knew that I needed clarity in my mission in life. Okay? So I needed clarity in my God assignment. And this is extremely important. So let's put it this way. I want you to to attempt to answer the 7 questions. I'm going to run them by you now. They're very, very interesting, and they're deep, eh? All right. So many people find themselves having a tough time answering this question. So let's give it a shot. Let's see if those of you joining by way of call will have the capacity to answer these questions. So let's go to the chat now. And I want to drop these questions one after the other. Somebody's asking if these sessions are recorded. Yes, they are. All righty, so let's go to the first question. So I'm dropping that in the box, both on Facebook and on Zoom. So the first question is, who are you? All right. And that's a really, really serious question. Who are you? Okay, this is the key question. It deals with the subject of your true identity, something the overwhelming majority do not know. Let me tell you a bit about identity that I learned. A lot of people tend to take not their true identity, but they take on their role as their identity. So what does that mean? See, most people, if you ask them, who are you? So let me take myself as an example. If somebody asks me, who are you? I would say, well, I'm a pastor, I'm a reverend, I'm a peak performance coach, I'm a speaker, I'm a father, and the all-time favorite, I'm a child of God. But I'll tell you something. Every one of those questions deals with a role. For most people, it deals with a role. What is a role? A role is something that is a position that you operate in for a given season in relation to a particular juncture or part of your life. Now, many times the interesting thing about roles is they will run for a season, and when they're done, they expire. In other words, you are transitioned to the next what you call season of your life. And for many people, they end up with an identity crisis because they tend to get focused on the role. So the role defines them, okay? Instead of being defined by their true self, they're defined by the role they play in society. A lot of people get into crisis because when that role is over, for example, if you're a director or a CEO in some company, or your former MP or whatever it is, you've moved on to the next stage, but many people fail to move and transition. So they end up remaining in the identity of the past. And so if for some reason your life drops you to another level that's lower than where you are, and these things happen. I mean, you have the peak of your life, then your peak is done, your service is offered, your assignment is done, and God says, son, daughter, let's transition. Boom, next level. And that next level is a different level. It's lower than what you're used to. Many people have serious crisis. They get into some kind of staccato. They get into some kind of jam. They fail to move with that new place. And so they go into a crisis of identity. So that's what it is. It's an identity crisis. So many are stuck in roles. This is true. I've seen with parents as well. You get so caught up in being a mom or a dad that when these kids transition and move out of your life, and now you're at the next phase of your life, you fail to move. And so you're in the business of your children throughout because you haven't transitioned. That season is over. You need to move to the next season of your life. So a lot of people, when they retire, same story, they get into a crisis. They can't move to the next season of their life. And so they end up dying. Because you see, once you sense in your heart that you have no purpose to exist anymore, then you become disillusioned and you end up getting into a crisis. And some people, the crisis can lead even to death. So what is true identity? True identity is tied in two things real quick. Number one, it's tied in your name. I cannot even begin to explain how important a name is, but the name is so important that it carries with it a massive part of who you are. That's why when it comes to names, you don't just wake up and give a name anyhow. You got to think these things through. You got to consult, if you like. You got to look at what and how am I going to create an identity around a name. That's why naming is even got ceremonies, whether it's in church, Christians, whether it's other religions, whatever it is in the Bible, in many cultures, naming is very serious. I always remember the film Roots, famous for a character called Kunta Kinte, a 1977 series that was groundbreaking, absolutely powerful stuff, written by Alex Haley. And in that particular series, there's a section I like so much. The Mandinka people, when the Mandinkas of West Africa, from where what's his name, Kunta Kinte hailed, when they had a child, they would have a special ceremony. Usually the father would take that child in the night and go to a full moon, lift the child up to the moon, and then call out their name and say, the only thing greater than yourself. Absolutely powerful. So names are not just, names, Chabba, where you just call out as if, no. They carry a very significant meaning. And it's so important that you and I understand that. So my question to you is, do you truly understand your identity from the name? And then secondly, your environment, your culture, that forms your identity. I tell you, people don't understand how powerfully culture and environment can shape and form a person. That's why many times, for many of us, we have to unlearn. For those who had the misfortune of not growing around fathers, not growing around figures that were able to put direction in childhood, they suffer an identity crisis. So it's very important that identity is understood. And so my real question to you is, who are you? That's right. Think it through. And once you're done telling me your roles, the bigger question is, but really, who are you? And so what you're going to discover is the majority of people cannot answer that question. And that's not a bad thing. That's why you're listening to this meeting, because the whole idea here is we need to start helping you come to know who you are. Because as long as you don't know who you are, my friend, you are in an identity crisis. You don't know your true self. And if you don't know your true self, that's a very, very big problem. So number 2 is, where are you? So this is the second very, very serious question relating to where you are. Where are you as a human being? Well, and here the real question is your location. Okay, so we have these 8 arenas we like talking about, and the question is, are you thriving or surviving? Aunt Sylvia teaches about the 6 areas. I teach the 8 areas, so I have 8 arenas, but it's pretty much the same thing. When you lock them down, you find they're all dealing with the same areas, more or less. But for me, there are 8 areas, and you got to ask yourself, you know, when it comes to movement in life and a direction in life, before you can even figure out to know where to go, you must first figure out where you are. A lot of people blame me. You know, when I do these series around Africa and I talk about why we're poor, for me, the biggest factor is religion and what it taught in the mind. People tell me, why do you always get into this blame game? It won't take us anywhere. Blame game won't take us. But you see, why I always do that is because I tell people that there is absolutely no way, hear me, there's absolutely no way you can treat a patient without a full diagnosis. That's why so many people don't go anywhere when it comes to self-improvement, because they've never done a true introspection of where they are. Okay, so my question again is, where are you, okay, in life? And a good map not only has a location, a picture of where you're going, because it can do that, but what's more important is where you are. That's why great maps have that little button that says you are here. So it'll show you your location relative to where you're standing. And that's how it's possible to know how to get where you're going. So in order to get where you're going and get to what you want to be, you must first understand where you are. So a deep introspection is required of where you are. So the big question is, where are you? There are 8 areas we talk about. I'm not going to go into details with them. I'll just mention them. There are 8 areas. And by the way, I'm not listing these in order of importance. I'm just listing them for you, and it's up to you to decide how best you want to put it there. So number 1 is your spirituality. Where are you standing in terms of your connection with your higher self and your connection with your higher God, with God? Okay, so some people don't believe in God. So if you don't believe in God, it's really about your higher self. But for me, God transcends everything. And he is the author and perfecter of our faith. He's the one that created us. And as a creator, we owe to him all glory and praise. And so therefore, he created us. He put everything that pertains to life. He gave us the ability to be active agents in rulership, in dominion on this earth. And so you gotta understand yourself. If you get to connect with the source, you get to connect fully to who you are. I assure you. So spirituality, very important. Then there is health. A healthy man is a wealthy man. A healthy nation is a wealthy nation. And health is the wealth of a nation. If people are not healthy, forget it. And so your ability to take care of yourself, to watch what you eat, and all that stuff is very, very important. Number 3 is your family. I always say, as far as I'm concerned, I've never heard a dying man asking for his certificates, asking for his medals and awards and achievements. It never happens. Every dying person asks for family. That's why it's an absolute stunning thing that most of us spend, no, I'm not in that group. Most people spend so much time pursuing everything and ignoring the most important. It's amazing how much we major in minors and minor in majors. The most important thing in your life, my friend, is family, because we are social creatures as human beings. And so our ability to interact with other humans makes us flourish, makes us blossom. And so the big question here is, what is the story in your family? Nuclear family, which is your wife or husband and children, and then extended family, which is your parents and siblings. These are very important. And then, of course, the larger family of community. So where are you in family? Number 4, where are you mentally? How well are you prepared in terms of personal development and personal improvement? How often are you always working to improve yourself? Because truth be told, none of us should ever plateau when it comes to anything. We should always be learning. We should always be improving. We should always be striving to be better than we were last time. So the big question to you is, where are you mentally? How often do you read? How often are you learning a new skill? How often are you challenging yourself to newer things? Are you even doing anything to improve yourself? Or you, once you finish school, all you do is just waste time arguing with people on social media? What are you doing in your personal development? Number 5 is the area of your career. Career is your true calling. A lot of people think career and calling are different things. No, they're the same. The calling is what determines the career. But most times people go for career by accident and end up not where they are strong. And that's why they underperform consistently, because they are not really in their area of calling. And worse still, if you're not in your area of calling, guess what? You struggle to do everything. It's never something you do with pleasure, with ease, because you are not where you're supposed to be. So you're literally, for lack of a better word, an actor in that space, a hypocrite, because you're not operating at optimum level. And that's why you have stress. That's why you have BP. That's why you have all these things going on. It's because you are not, you're in tension with your area of work. And if your work is your worship to God, if your work is your expression of ministry and service, and that work is not pleasurable, then it's no longer work, it is a job. And jobs are there, people go to jobs for one thing only: to get paid. And that's a really bad thing to be out there for. Are you just there to get paid? So, because if you're there to get paid, then you are no more than a hireling and a mercenary. Because mercenaries have no loyalty. They work for money, that's all. So anybody who pays the money, they go. So if they don't pay money, they don't go. So my question to you is, your philosophy only about getting paid? Or are you one of those that has done so much to change that story? Are you doing something to make it different? So that's a very, very big question that you got to ask yourself. And then number 3, maybe I might end at number 3 today, then next week we'll pick up the other 3. Why are you here? That's a deep question. A lot of people really get challenged with that question. Why are you here? Why are you here on this earth? What are you here to accomplish? Okay. How did you find yourself here? Did you choose to be here? Of course you didn't. That's why I know that there's a divine creator, because it's absolutely impossible for an individual to decide to be where they are. As the saying goes, if you can give a clear answer to the why you're here, the how will always take care of itself. Professor Hannington Mobayi, some time back, was a very powerful, he's a very powerful teacher. He's the author of my forward in my new book. And he asked that, he stated, not asked, but stated, he said, if you can clearly answer why and what it is, the how will take care of itself. I'll say that again. If you can clearly answer the why you're here, or what it is you're here for, the how will take care of itself. So the truth of the matter is, for most people, they have absolutely no clue whatsoever why they're here. So they go round in circles. They are literally doing a merry-go-round in life. They cannot answer why you're here. So I'm going to ask you once more, why are you here? Now, I want you to really think about that. Why are you on this earth? This is the reason why people like myself believe in a creator, in the creator. It's not the creator. Why do I believe in the creator? Because I did not create myself. I did not choose to be black. I did not choose to become a Mwambazi or be connected to this family. I did not choose to be born in this country and be part of this nation. I did not choose my parents, okay? I did not choose my name. I was given my name. All right. And it's later when I got saved, I changed my name. But the truth is, I don't choose any of these things. I don't choose what race I'm born, what tribe I'm born. I don't choose this thing. So if somebody, imputes all these things on me, then what does that imply? It implies that I have a purpose to be here on earth. And so my job is to understand by inquiring from the Creator, Lord, my God, why am I here? And God is not a sadist. He will tell you. The Bible says, if you do not know what it is, just ask and he will answer. He's not a God of partiality. That's what it says in the book of James. He says, whatever it is you want to know, do you seek wisdom? Do you seek whatever it is you seek? Just ask him and he'll tell it to you. So the real question is, why are you here? Answer that question. Why are you where you are right now? Why are you in your job? Why are you married? Why are you in Lusaka? Whatever. So now the answer would, so if you say it's because of my job, my question I'm going to ask you is your job aligned to your purpose? Truth be told, if your job is aligned to your purpose, it's not even a job anymore, it becomes work. And when it's work, it's done with pleasure because it's an expression of what you already have inside of yourself. But if it's not tied to your purpose, then it's a drag. So why are you here? And let's try and answer the last one also. Let's do the fourth question. There are 7. I think the other 3 we'll do next week, like I said. The fourth question is, where are you going? Where are you headed? Okay, this deals with the issue of your destination, from which your destiny is derived. Your purpose determines your destiny. If you recall, I told you, I said, if you clearly understand why, okay, if you clearly understand why, all right, then you will easily understand the answer to that. Okay, I'm wondering why I can't see. Oh, sorry. Okay, where is it? Everyone in the meeting. I posted somewhere wrong. Let's just do that again. Number 4, where are you going? Number 4. Oh, that's the same thing. Oh, it's number 5. Huh? Oh, my bad, my bad. Thank you for the correction there, Clara. So it's number 5, and number 5 deals with, let me just go there quickly. We see. Number 5 deals with how will you get there? My bad. So if number 4 is your destiny trip, then number 5 is how will you get there? How will you get to where you are going? Okay. So which means I skipped a question. Why are you here? Anyway, I think I dealt with it. So how will you get there? Okay, so that's the last one we're going to deal with today. How will you get there? Once you can clearly answer where you're going and where you are headed to, then this calls for a strategy, and that's what the how is. So the how is essentially a strategy you put together that helps you to know how to get to the next stage. Okay, so that's a very, very big one, and if you know how you get there, it'll solve all the big questions. I just realized on Facebook I didn't post number 3 and number 4, so let me post them real quick just to help those who follow now or later on these. So we've got why are you here? Again, like I say, this is for the Facebook followers, just to help them kind of come to track. I believe, as I was explaining, probably I may skip. So why are you here? And then number 4 is where are you going? So I didn't post these 2 on Facebook, but on the other side, I think I posted everything. We're almost done. Apologies. What am I doing now? That's what multitasking with technology does. All righty, so there you are. So let's finish off with number 5 and call it a morning. So number 5 was, how will you get there? How will you get there? And this is to do with strategy. So here's the thing. When it comes to where you're going, it's a mission. Your mission and your vision. Your vision is where you want to go, and then your mission is the vehicle that takes you there. In a mission is purpose, service, and work. When these 3 are clearly understood, it is easy to determine the how. Okay, so why are you here? Okay, somebody told me I haven't posted it in the group as well. Oh my goodness. Okay, now I'll post it, don't worry. So this is a big question. How will you get to where you're going? And I think that's extremely important for every one of you here. And I want to close with that. How will you get where you're going? And how you get where you're going is defined by your purpose. So the big question to everyone as we close today, how will you get there? So what I want to do, I'm going to share the link. There is a course I've put together, and this course is designed to tackle this. We're going to have a workshop. I'm going to do a workshop on Friday. I will share it on my links. And those of you that are interested go there and try to answer the 7 questions. It should be fun. And you know what? If you fail to answer, don't kick yourself in the back. It's normal. Every one of us, even the best of us, gets challenged by these things. So this particular sharing I put on the group, and I'm going to put on Facebook as well, is for you to go and attempt the 7 questions. So I would like to see you try these 7 questions and see if you're able to answer them. Now, the idea behind the 7 questions is just to get you to really think and understand your life in a much deeper way than you imagine. When you go on the link that I've shared, there will be a basic registration form. You'll fill that in. And then after that, you will find the 7 questions. And after the 7 questions, you filled up the 7 questions, it'll take you to the page where you can register to be on the seminar. The seminar is 300 kwacha. I will do a 1.5-hour seminar on Friday. You will be able to be part of that, and we'll go deeply into this and give you an overview. We'll also give you free of charge the booklet. There is a booklet which I will share with you called the 1-year strategic roadmap. So you will get the 1-year strategic roadmap. You also get the seminar. All of them are 300 kwacha. You can pay using all manner of methods. We have shared the means and how to pay. You can pay by cash, pay by check, by bank deposit, and by mobile money on the platform. It's all shared there, and you'll be good to go. Make sure you remember to send me any info in case you do pay. If there's any technical issues with the platform, just make sure you send me that information, and I'll be happy to add you to the list. And then on Friday, you'll access our seminar, after which we'll even have a Q&A. So you'll be able to be part of the Q&A. Those of you who are interested, you can actually go onto the full course as well. Details of the full course are there. I'm not going to start talking about the prices of the full course. What I want you to do at most here is just be aware that we have the course and it's available for you to take advantage of. So 300 kwacha is the course, and you can utilize that. Leonisa, if you can also send that comment but on my page, and we can discuss further on my actual WhatsApp page as well. So since I'll be soon going off here, and so I may miss this particular comment, but thank you for the insight that you talked about here. All righty, so on that basis, I want to thank all of you for being part of this call. Tomorrow, we have Aunt Sylvia coming through with the first of her Mindset Change program for the year 2023. And by the way, we'll be making exciting announcements around the partnerships we're forming this year with some of the corporates. You'll certainly hear about them. I guarantee you, very, very exciting for us. Yeah, so it's 300. That's the seminar on Friday, 300 kwacha. It's online. We will also give you access to the recording. We'll give you access to the booklet as well. So you'll be able to use these to help you progress. So looking forward to hearing from all of you. Thank you so much for being a part of our call this morning, and you have a great day, and we'll catch you tomorrow, same time, same link. Don't mix them up, same link. Adios, God bless.